and action.
Okay, so I should have titled this my favorite sequence presentation because it's actually like 7 minutes long. But I'm done, so I didn't do that. And so with this director specifically, I felt like I could have talked about so many things. I could have talked about like a completely different film. I could have talked about the fact that the movie was purchased for like a specific shot, which like I think is so cool, or like the symbolism of color and certain objects he has, or I could have just talked about like the color red, but I had to do this movie because it's like my all-time favorite out of all of his, and it's called Perfect Blue. It was released in 1997 in China, but in the US it was released in 1999. And the director, Satoshi Kon, is like a genius and holds a place in my heart. And the writer was Sadayuki Murai. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
You said it's Chinese or Japanese?
I believe Japanese, but it wasn't released to like the US specifically until 1999.
Gotcha.
The cast, the main character, Mima Kirigoye, is
Mr. Ojeda, please call the main office. Mr. Ojeda, please call the main office.
is performed by Junko Iwao. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing these names. And Rika Matsumoto is Rumi, another main character, and Masaki Okura is Mamania, which is like the main antagonist of the whole film. And he's done a lot of other works that are all animation, like these films specifically, like Millennium Actress, which is a really, really beautiful story about like this elderly actress who recounts all of her past roles in different films, and they sort of like blend into each other. And then also another film called Paprika, which was released more recently and actually was like in the midst of some controversy because a lot of shots from Paprika were replicated almost exactly in Inception, and yet this film was never given the proper credit because like there's a stigma, I guess, in the film industry that animated films aren't really considered at the top tier that live action films are. But I'm going to save that for my next presentation because that's the scene I'm going to do for my next one. And so the film itself that I'm talking about was a heavy inspiration on Black Swan, which I haven't seen, but I heard follows the storyline pretty accurately. And the movie is basically about Mima Kirigoye, who is an ex-pop idol, and she aspires to become an actress. She is hired to act in a small role for a television show, which snowballs into a starring role that forces her out of her comfort zone in a number of ways. On top of this, she begins to grow paranoid of a potential stalker and also online imposter of her former persona as a pop idol. And the imposter pushes her to the edge of her sanity until she doesn't know what's real or not anymore. So a common theme with this director is like a lot of films about personality disorders and how you can easily disassociate from like your past selves, or you can become someone who you don't recognize. And I think that he does that really well throughout all the films, and like it's well portrayed in the sequence that I'm about to show you guys. In the sequence, she's filming a scene with her new role that she's managed to land after her previous like small role in the TV series. They're starting to let her show up more, but she struggles to stay focused as she sees the same man that's been showing up around her throughout the film. She then visits her former music members, but is horrified to find that the illusion of herself as a pop idol has arrived before her. She has to chase her down to get answers.
Cool. So just let's cut. You know, hit escape.